What up? What up? What up, world? What up, world, man? It's your main man. I am DJ Double Dose, man, and we got one of the biggest games coming up, man, of the season, man. It's probably going to determine the SEC West. I told y'all, man, we're going to keep doing bigger and better things, man. We got a guest on the show tonight, so y'all ain't just got to hear me talk about. I know y'all watched the show with Down South the other night. I was real vocal. Greg, I was defending y'all, and that's very rare. I was real vocal in my defense of Alabama, man, but you know what I'm saying? Welcome to Double Dose of Reality Sports. I am DJ Double Dose, man, and we got a special guest in the building, man. We got my partner, Greg, man. Greg, come on, tell the people who you is, man. Let's get into it, man.
Yes, sir. My name is Greg, big Alabama fan. Just happy to be here. Got invited on the show this week, so just ready to be knowing what's going on Saturday night in Tuscaloosa.
And that's what's up, man. And tell the people about your show, man, and everything, and how you get down, man, so they already know what's up.
Well, I have a couple things going on. My site is called Writing with Boz. I do a podcast. I also write. Then I also do another podcast with a college friend on an Alabama Take website called Taking on Sports. We just talk about Alabama and then just sports in general. So, just a couple of different things going on there.
Oh, that's what's up, man. So y'all make sure, man, we will make sure to get all the information from that, man, and we'll put it in the comments, later on once the show get posted and everything, man. So now we got all the particulars out of the way. My very first question to you is this. We all know what LSU's weakness is. That secondary is absolutely terrible. I know people. I know y'all hate to hear me say that, but it's the truth. What do you expect Alabama and Milroe to be able to do to attack the actual weakness of the LSU's defense?
I mean, we know Milroe has a nice deep ball. I think the main thing he's going to try to find that early.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most important thing is him getting that. His biggest issue is that middle game. The 5, 10, 15. We know he has a good deep ball, but getting that middle game going, opening things up. And most importantly, though, we need to establish the run early. Because you look at it, we know LSU can score.
Yes.
We know they have a prolific offense. Our offense isn't what it has been, but it's gotten better week after week.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to get in a shootout with them. Yes, your defense is not great, but we want to have longer possessions, be able to run the ball. Not forced to throw, but we know it'll be there, but we want to run the ball. Hopefully establish some runs, get some long drives going, keep them off the field as long as possible.
And I think for me, that's one of my key takeaways. I think, this will be one of those games where I think Milroe knows he's going to have to use his legs a little more in this game, because at the end of the day, sustaining those long drives, keeping LSU off the field as much as possible, because we've seen it offense and we've seen how it works. They are very comfortable getting in the shootout. So for me, if you're in Alabama, it's like, hey, and make every drive count as much as you can. Even if it's a situation where you got to flip the field and pin them deep, make every drive count. That's one of my main things. Also, my next question for you is this. When you look at that Alabama defense this year, man, a lot of coming into the season, we kind of knew that it was going to be a very solid unit, but the way that they have developed over the year, what would be, if it was you, what would be your takeaway as far as one way to control this game on the defensive side of the ball?
The biggest thing is when we have those opportunities to get off the field on third down, we're going to have to get off the field because there's not going to be a lot of opportunities because we know LSU has a prolific passing game. They're going to get their yards. That's going to happen.
Right.
The main thing is when we get in those opportunities, when we get a third and long, getting off the field, getting the defense some rest. And then, even if we do let them go between the 20 and the 20, hold them to a field goal. Because at the end of the day, that's a win.
Yeah,
we can
keep it. But that offense, it definitely is a win. With that, against that offense, that holding them to 3 points is definitely a win.
So I think that's the biggest thing is either make sure we're getting off the field, and B, if they are scoring, it's field goals. Field goals I can live with.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're scoring touchdowns every drive, then no matter how bad that defense of theirs is, it's going to be hard for us just because how our offense is built. It's going to be hard just to go touchdown for touchdown with them. To be honest.
Now, we hear a lot. We hear a lot from the LSU conglomerate. We hear a lot about how prolific, how they are prolific and how they are this and how they are that. One thing I can say from facing pretty much this unit, twice over the last couple of years is although the offense, I feel like this is just my personal opinion. When you have Jaden Daniels in situations where he can't just play as free as he wants to, he makes mistakes. He's turned the ball over against us in both games against Florida State. He's had turnovers in both of those games, and that was because both of those games were close. They were tight. It never was a situation where they got out in enough big of a lead to where he could really play free. So for me, one of my takeaways from it is keep the game close. You at home, keep the game close because eventually. This is just me. I know a lot of them gonna be mad when they see this, but if you keep it close, he will eventually give y'all one. Whether it's a fumble or whether it's a pick, he will give y'all one if you continue to keep the game close going into the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel kind of that same way there. The main thing with Jaden Daniels is shutting down those running lanes.
Yes. Don't rush as wide. I think that's
keep
critical.
Because that was our biggest thing last year. That's the beat us last year. It wasn't the passing game. It was his legs. Yep. We acted like, and it's a whole different unit this year, new defensive coordinator. Last year, we acted like, we were shocked that Jaden Daniels was a running quarterback. It was ridiculous.
That's what he really wants to do. Like, especially last year, that was really what he wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. We were like acting like this wasn't a known thing. Like, it was ridiculous.
So, but, he's been doing that since Arizona State. Like, he's been doing that,
since freshman year.
Right.
It seems like 10 years ago. It seems like you've been in college forever. But.
Man, think about this for a minute. Just to make you feel how you can to go on that point. Think about it. Him and Johnny Whistle's on the team at the same time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They both were Arizona State there at the same time. So it's like, it seems like forever ago, man. But I guess, and my last, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you long. One of my last key questions for you is if Alabama pulls this out, then we'll just speak from the aspect of if Alabama pulls this out. How do you feel about your chances moving forward with the Iron Bowl and then facing possibly Georgia?
Well, I'd say you just take it game by game,
right?
Because of course, this is our next big test. Should we win? I think we're going to win a tight one, but getting that win in Tuscaloosa at night, that'll be huge.
Right.
A big revenge game. At that point, just a matter of staying focused because we know how the media is going to go. And we beat LSU, they're going to jump on. We love Alabama again. So the players just have to stay focused on what they need to do.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
up. We just
got
to go game by game. After that, next week is going to Lexington. Maybe not as big as the game of what it looked at maybe the start of the year, but still a road game.
Who
knows?
And my thing is too, on the flip side, if you argue it the other way, if LSU wins this, what does that look like? What does that tiebreaker situation look like? Because at that point, you see what I'm saying? Because they've already lost. They've lost to Ole Miss. Then y'all would have lost to LSU, and then Ole Miss would have lost. You get what I'm saying? So now you got a three-way tie for the West, where everybody's sitting there with one loss.
And I guess at the end of the day, I would assume probably, however, the last rankings after the regular season, I guess that's probably the tiebreaker. Whoever the highest is. So
because like I said, the ACC got that. They got that. We got that foolishness going. Well, Florida State don't have to do, but a lot of the other teams that jumbled up in there, that scenario was going to be real crazy on how they, even with the Pac-12 as well, How
Yeah,
if you get into
how
a three-way tie situation,
that works
who's gonna be
out.
the odd man out and how they're gonna do it. So
Yeah. But even then, I mean, we still have a lot of football. I mean, we was LSU still has some games.
they still
Ole
got
Miss,
Texas A&M because we saw them win
Texas,
this game last year and turn right back around. And
right, and we know how that game is. It's a weird game, so who
mm-hmm.
knows how that will go. We've seen some strange things in that one. The Egg Bowl. I mean, Mississippi State's not good at all this year, but you never know.
But you never know. The Iron Bowl,
And
like you said, all jokes aside, the Iron Bowl, you never know how they can
especially
play
down there,
somebody.
especially down there.
Y'all do
Like,
not
I've
like going
seen
to
so much
Georgia.
craziness there. Jordan Hare, like they got the worst season ever. Going down there, you just don't know.
You just don't
You
know.
know, like like 2 years ago. I mean, there's no reason we should have had to go to overtime with them. But it's that game. It just
That
happened.
game, man. I feel you, man. So, Greg, also, man, before we get up out of here, man, go ahead and give your information one more time, man. And I want to thank you for coming on, but drop your information one more time and let the people know how you can be reached.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can find me, on Facebook, Twitter, but, my site, Riding with Boss. And then, I just do articles on there, podcasts, and then also just another on the Alabama Take website.
Bro.
It's called Taking on Sports. If you just go to alabamatake.com, you can find us there. I do a podcast here talking about Alabama and their sports in general.
That's it, man. So look, we getting ready. We getting ready, man. Right now, tonight is Thursday night, man. We are getting ready for this huge matchup on Saturday between Alabama and LSU, man. It's gonna be here before you know it, man. This your man. I am DJ Double Dose, man. Ryan with Bars, man. And also remember, as we always leave each and every show, man, live, laugh, and love, man. Live your life to the fullest. Love on the people that love you back and find you something to laugh at each and every day, man. And we out.